This is Kelly Hill, technology reporter for RCR Wireless News. I'm here today with Vivek Vadakapatu of Azimuth Systems, and he is their VP of Product Management and Marketing. Welcome, Vivek.
Thanks, Kelly. How are you?
Good to have you here today. So we're going to be talking Wi-Fi and some of the solutions that Azimuth has in its portfolio in terms of testing and assessing it in that space. Can you talk a little bit, give us some context for some of the challenges that Azimuth is addressing in the Wi-Fi space?
Sure. So for those of you who are new to Azimuth, Azimuth was founded in 2002, and we actually started in the Wi-Fi space. We were probably one of the first companies to build Wi-Fi test equipment. Back then, pretty much any Wi-Fi equipment that was on the market was tested with Azimuth gear. We started from Wi-Fi, moved into WiMAX, moved into cellular, and over the last couple of years, we've seen this big convergence of Wi-Fi and cellular. Initially, it started with more and more operators beginning to look at Wi-Fi hotspots as a way to mitigate some of the capacity issues they were having. And right now, we have things such as LTE unlicensed that are coming up. So when you look at some of the challenges, at the end of the day, what Azimuth allows people to do is it allows you to test the performance of a radio or an overriding application under controlled radio environment, under a radio environment that you can define. And this can be either testing of the radio module itself, where you're testing how a Wi-Fi radio module performs, or you might tell, I take a radio module, put it inside a tablet, and I want to look at how Netflix performs on top. So essentially, you can use our solutions to test either the module itself, or you can use it to test an overriding application.
Okay, great. Now, you mentioned a few things that we're seeing happening in the Wi-Fi space right now. We're seeing more LTE-U. Can you talk a little bit about what trends you're seeing in Wi-Fi right now?
Sure, definitely. I think there are a couple of trends we are seeing. One thing is, obviously, we are seeing more and more of 802.11ac. So for all those of us, 802.11ac, there's a lot of excitement around 802.11ac. We are seeing devices with 802.11ac, devices with, when I tell devices, I mean both access points as well as, modules themselves, with some of the advanced features such as beamforming. We're looking at 4x4, 8x8 spatial streams. So that is one part of it. The second part of it actually is LTE unlicensed. Now, it doesn't necessarily, it isn't essentially a part of Wi-Fi, but there's a lot of overlap between LTE unlicensed and Wi-Fi. Both of them run on the same spectrum. And if you look at the industry, it's probably one of the most worked on topics right now. You have industry forums, people in the industry, standard bodies, all working to make sure that these two technologies can coexist with each other and there is fair sharing of resources. And then last thing I would also tell from a Wi-Fi standpoint is Internet of Things. I mean, it's hard to go by where you don't care about IoT. And there are a lot of new technologies that are being brought up for Internet of Things, whether it's evolution of cellular, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth, or entirely new technologies. But what we also find is a good number of Internet of Things devices are still on Wi-Fi. So to us at least, I think these are probably three macro trends when it comes to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the 802.11ac. We're going to start seeing Wave 2 certifications and all of that is, there's definitely a lot going on in that space right now. So Spider is the solution that allows that supports Wi-Fi testing. Tell us a little bit about what that does. What that enables. What insights does it give someone?
Okay, so Spider is a scalable automated RF platform. And as I mentioned, when we started Azimuth, we told our goal was to enable testing in a controlled radio environment. And what we saw was, with evolution of Wi-Fi, LTE unlicensed, Internet of Things, the whole requirements of what is needed of test and measurement equipment is changing. You're evolving from a simple link level, meaning is it enough if my module talks to my base station versus you have multiple modules, multiple base stations. So you are going from a simple link level topology to a mesh level topology. And we realized that, in order to test these new class of devices, you needed a new platform, if you will. And that's what Spider is. Spider addresses some of the inherent requirements of what's needed for LTE unlicensed, Internet of Things, and Wi-Fi. Spider, think of Spider like Lego. I mean, as kids, we've all played with Lego, right? Like you have like different blocks, you put them together to build something. You can build a Falcon jet, or I can go build a nice castle out of it. It's the same thing with Spider. You have hardware and software modules that you can put together in different permutations and combinations. And basically allows you to create a controlled radio environment, and more importantly, control the entire test bed, control your access point, control your small cell, control your traffic source, and run test cases. So using Spider, now we have a very flexible, scalable, and cost-effective platform that allows us to build solutions on top for Wi-Fi, whether it's 802.11ac, Wi-Fi, traditional Wi-Fi, roaming testing, LTE unlicensed, or Internet of Things. And this is where we find, like recently we did a public engagement with Quantana, a leading silicon provider, but we find a lot of interest in the industry when it comes to Spider, especially in the area of Internet of Things.
Okay, great. Well, Vivek, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate the insights.
Thank you, Kelly.